for another edition of Climbing the Career Ladder.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back. As I always say, I am definitely glad to be back. It's not just me saying it.
Okay.
I really mean it.
You truly mean it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you love this. This is your passion. This is your heart. And I'm talking
Definitely.
about career development. For
Yeah.
those that don't know who you are, perhaps they haven't tuned in to Climbing the Career Ladder, please can you introduce yourself to them?
I'm Kodani Sejwayo, a career strategist. I am a mom and a wife. I've got 2 boys. And because we're talking about careers, I would like to also mention that I studied mechanical engineering and I work as a team manager in metrology, which I know a lot of people don't really know like what metrology is. They always ask like, what is metrology? So basically we measure like anything. Metrology is the science of measurements.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically what I do in my profession.
So basically, you go against the status quo because I mean, some people might have said to you this to you before. Why are you in an industry where it's not for females? You're doing work that is not for a female, and but yet you still pushed through and you did it.
Definitely, and for me, looking at it, there is no such thing as this is not for females.
Okay, or is it impossible to be done?
Definitely, I look at we spoke about it the other day that when studying there were only few females, but I mean females and males were in the same class. We wrote the same tests, so that means that females can also do it the same way that men can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that goes for equally with opportunities as well. And I think you're an advocate for that. That you know what, let's all be equal. No one should be disqualified or discounted because of who they are. And always when you do that training or that empowerment. I wouldn't call it training. You do career development with somebody, with an individual. You share all information that they're going to need in order to grow in that career, and you don't limit them because of who they are and what they have.
Correct, and the most important thing is for them to see beyond what the walls, where they see the wall being a limiting aspect of them achieving what they would like to achieve. So the fact that you're thinking about something, it means that you can achieve it and just push harder until it happens. Yeah,
I love how you say, if you're thinking about something, it is something that you can achieve. It can be done. I think we're the ones that limit ourselves.
Definitely.
We are the
also
ones...
our surroundings.
but are they also a factor that can play from hindering us to becoming who we're supposed to be?
Yes.
The surroundings.
Yes, the surroundings. I mean, I look at, for an example, a family, just as an example, if you tell them you want to become a pilot, they may look at it as this is impossible. Firstly, they may look at it from the funding perspective, and if you're a female, they may look at it as I've never seen a female pilots, maybe because of the information that they have that is restricted, and the fact that you are thinking about it, that you see the possibilities.
100%.
Therefore you must look for somebody who can help you to get there. So that's why mentorship is quite important, because the fact that you're the one thinking about it, it doesn't mean that the people that are around you see the possibilities. So therefore you're the one that has the power to still make it happen.
Amen.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need people that can be or surround us in order for us to grow. Speaking of people, you're one of those people because you are passionate about career development, but you're also passionate about reading.
Yes,
and
I
so
love reading.
now you have got a goal for 2024 to read how many books?
30 books.
Okay. And how many have you read so far in the last 7 months? Okay, well, 6 months.
So I read 15 books. I'm on my 16th one, and one of the reasons why I love reading, actually, growing up, I couldn't speak English. I moved to Cape Town, and English was also a challenge. So in reading, I found, I learned to speak English, and besides reading as well, with a lot of books that I've read, I found myself. So I got to learn who I am and what I want through reading. So that's why reading for me is very important. And with Career and Corporate Hub, the information that I share in Career and Corporate Hub, it must be well researched. It's not just about Kodani things. It's also something that I also reference to.
Okay.
So from people who've got experience, who've written about it, and I see that okay, this is making sense and this is applicable.
Yes.
Therefore I'm able to talk about it.
So then let's review 3 books that you perhaps read this year. What 3 books can you encourage the listeners in order, perhaps there's a listener that wants to grow in their career or wants to change how they feel, they might be feeling as though, you know what, I can't grow further than what I've grown, or I can't do more than what I've done, I can't acquire more skills than I have. What 3 books would you encourage them to read in order to change that mindset and have a different mindset to what they have?
Yeah. Can I rather just do 3 books besides the ones that I've read this year? Because I get a lot of questions on how do I develop a habit of reading, you know?
All right.
And, you know, for you to develop a habit of reading, you have to read books that are talking to you, and that has to start with self-growth. And the book that really spoke to me when I read it, and that also changed my life, was the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. So my sister gave me this book, and she said it changed their life, and it also changed my life. So basically, the 5 a.m. Club talks about your morning routine, that you should own your morning. And with you owning your morning, it's like it has an exercise within it, meditation, as well as journaling or just learning. So, which is quite good. And for me, I think I read it like 3 years ago, and I'm still owning my morning. Waking up at 5 a.m. and do yoga, meditate, read a book, or journal. So I like to journal my thoughts because, you know, in a day you get a lot of ideas, a lot of things that are going through your mind. But if you're not journaling them, sometimes, for an example, you get a business idea.
Yes,
just as an example.
yes.
And you don't journal it or you don't write it down, you forget about it. And sometimes it could be a great idea.
Or even a song, by the way. Some people get ideas and the drops and then they don't write it down.
Exactly. So that's why journaling is very important. And for me, you know, with the 5 a.m. Club, I call my morning like 5 a.m. Club as well.
All right.
Because then with the journal reflection that I've also implemented, I'm then able to also journal my like just to reflect on my previous day. So which is quite important. And you know, it's there's a formula that it talks about, which is like a 20-20-20 formula, that the first 20 minutes you like get your heart pumping when you wake up, and then the next 20 minutes I think it's for meditation, and then the last 20 minutes is for learning or reflecting or journaling.
Is that all done at 5 o'clock before 6?
Yes, because that's 60 minutes, 20-20-20.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So that's why it's quite important that you really invest in spending time with yourself, investing in growing, and just taking care of your mental health. And you know, before you pour your cup elsewhere, you are pouring out of a full cup. So that's when you really spend time with yourself. So that's why I highly recommend the 5 a.m. Club. I know a lot of people that I've recommended to them, they say, oh, this book, I can't really connect to it. And trust me, it has a long build up, but the end is rewarding.
All right. Okay. What's the next book then that you would recommend to somebody to read?
This one I read it this year, and I was like, wow, it actually spoke to me a lot. Ikigai, which is a Japanese word for reason for being. So it's like finding purpose in life. I look at you, Bantu. You know, when I entered this morning, I was like asking, how do you do? I've been here for, when you're talking about in terms of episodes, I've been here for like 20-something episodes. And that means every Monday since the beginning of the year. And you are here every day.
Sure.
Like, I was just like, this is amazing. This is inspiring. And, you know, there are some Mondays where I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And I just think of how much, you know, like you love your job and how much you really love this. And it's quite inspiring. So Ikigai, it talks a lot about, you know, like having a purposeful life or finding your purpose in life, which a lot of people, they feel like in order for them to find a purpose, they need to quit what they are currently doing, for example, like their job, and go somewhere else. And believe in me, when I mentioned in the beginning, in the introduction, that I'm in metrology, I hated drawings from high school, university, and now my work is drawing, you know. So I had to find reason for loving drawings. And one of the reasons was people, you know, like being surrounded by the team that I have, and like what is it that is rewarding, what is it that is fulfilling. And for me, it's like really people. And within that, with the drawings, I had to look at it differently.
Sure.
And now I learned to fall in love with that. And I think some of the questions that I actually love about this book is in everything that you do, you need to ask yourself questions like, do you love what you're doing? Do you get paid for it? Um, and does it fulfill maybe like not only just yourself but also like the community.
Nice.
Yes, which is what I really love about it. And one of the things that they highlighted is the type of exercise that you can do that can also like that are good for your mental health. So for me, this was really a great book, and I feel like people want to really go find joy elsewhere, where else they can build it where they are.
Sure.
Yeah.
And not necessarily move from where they are, but find that joy in that place. Perhaps you are in a place where you're finding yourself being troublesome, but maybe change your perspective and find the purpose and the joy in that place before moving. Okay.
Correct.
I hear you loud and clear.
Correct. And I mean, when you look at it from a job perspective, South Africa with high unemployment rate, it's not easy to just pack your bags and, go somewhere. So it's quite easy. I mean, it's quite important that you then find your purpose where you are.
Amen.
So which is quite really a great book. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then the last book that you can, review for us, a book that you would recommend to the listeners that they should be reading.
Yeah, so this one, I read it last year as well, Time to Think by Nancy Klein. Very great book. I remember this actually reminded me of when my sister would call me, and she would like be telling me about maybe when she's having some problems, and then she just wants me to listen. And then I would like, no, you're talking to the wrong person. I'm solution based. I'm going to give you a solution, when you come to me. So it actually taught me to be a good listener.
Wow.
And there's quite a lot that I learned in this book of creating like a thinking environment. When people are coming to you for an ear, or maybe when they're going through things, they don't want your solutions. And we run to give them solutions. So now this book really helped me to create a thinking environment, and that has helped me in my career, in leadership, that I have to create a thinking environment to allow people to be creative in their own space, bring in ideas, and so it's really a great book for somebody who feels like everyone needs to hear a solution. However, it will teach you to listen so that people can bring solutions for themselves.
Yes, and I think that's another thing that we need to also encourage amongst each other is exercise your own thinking brain and not just rely on the one person, because we can do that. We run to the person. We don't want to think, okay, I'm guilty, I do that. I don't want to think. I want somebody to think for me, then I'll run with the vision, so rather let's exercise that one. So let's just mention the 3 books, and then we can then share what book you're currently reading, and then we'll also tell the listeners where they can contact you to find out more on your services. Okay, so the 3 books for the last time, and then what book are you currently reading?
So the 3 books, we've got Ikigai, and then by Hector Gracia. I hope I said his name correctly. And then we've got the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, one of my favorite authors, and actually I posted about it and they commented, so I was quite happy that okay, I'll continue reading your books.
Wow.
And then the last one is Time to Think by Nancy Klein.
Okay. And then what book are you currently reading?
I am reading Master Mentors. I'm passionate about mentorship.
Okay, all right.
So, which is the reason why I actually picked this book, and I thought it was going to teach me how to, to be a good mentor. But funny enough, it's talking about just 30 transformative insights from our greatest minds. So these are like 30 different mentors talking about their own stories. So it's quite nice. I'm enjoying it.
All right. So hopefully you'll then share those stories with us a little bit later in the year when you do another book review on Climbing the Career Ladder. Now, darling, how can the listeners of Link FM contact you for, maybe they want to review their CV, they want to get a template for their CV, or they want to prepare for an job interview that they're going for? Where can they contact you, and where can they find any of the resources that you have available?
Yeah, so contact me in terms of CV review. I'm actually like currently reviewing CVs. So if you want your CV to be reviewed, please send it on LinkedIn at Kodani Hlajwayo. And then where you can find me, you can contact me on career.corporate. hub@gmail.com. I'm actually changing this email address. Like now we need a professional email address.
Agreed.
And then on TikTok, I share a lot of information. Currently, I'm running a series of interview preps, what to look out for interviews, or rather the tips that can help you nail your CV at Career and Corporate Hub. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Kodani_Hlajwayo. And then you can also check out my YouTube channel that has a lot of information on interview preps, career as a whole, and also CV writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody would like me to share the information with them via WhatsApp, please send me a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp line. The number is 072-942-9270. That was another edition of Climbing the Career Ladder with Kodani Hlajwayo.
Thank you. Oh, TikTok is buzzing.
Really?